The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sherapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sherapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Well, good morning, Brigade. How are you? Welcome into an early episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. He is Dave Sherapan. I'm Matt Perrault. We are always live on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book. If you guys can go and like or subscribe to our YouTube channel, we very much would appreciate it. We are also live on Twitter X at Boston versus the Book. We're trying to get us to 6,000 followers on that. So help us go and follow us over there on Twitter X. If you ever missed the show on YouTube, you can always get it on Twitter X. It's always pinned to the top of that account at Boston versus the Book. Sports Grid TV's got the replay, and SiriusXM's got the audio as well. Channel 159 on the replay. It's Jackie Robinson Day. Dave, the Brigade called it, what your outfit was going to be today. How are you on this Tuesday morning?
April 15th. Shout out at the top. One of my dearest friends in life, Norm, fraternity brother. Known each other for, 40 years. Almost 40 years. Today's his birthday. I remind him every day. Your birthday sucks. The 15th, tax day, it's not good. It's just one of those days. You got to make sure everything's done before then. Everything is done before then, but it is Jackie Robinson Day. This is a Brooklyn jersey, a Brooklyn hat. It's a special day. I have the favorite thing about it. Look at this, Johnny Parlay. Don't forget early baseball at LV Ballpark today. Happy Jackie Robinson Day. Odds of Dave wearing a Dodgers jersey minus 250. Missed a zero. Should have been minus 2,500. I'll see you at the ballpark. That's going to be my favorite thing about today. I'm going to that game. We moved up the show. The fifth grade class. Little Sig Kendall and her classmates will all be there. And I'm going to make sure that everybody either
is it baseball day?
Fly ball.
Is it like every kid? So it's gonna be a ballpark full of fifth graders.
I believe so.
Oh boy.
So I've done this now for all three kids gone. They're fifth grade. I was officially a chaperone for the first two, rode the bus and everything. This time I'm just kind of observing.
No JR today, Dave.
Oh, JR's in Cleveland, Passover. He was there for the weekend. That's good. Well, I'll be there for you, Johnny. So I guess I won't. I'll be looking. Thank you for telling me, because I'd have been looking for you behind home plate or in one of your sections.
It's going to be very loud at the ballpark today. Yes, it's going to be the whole lower bowl is just going to be fifth graders. It's going to be loud.
It doesn't stop.
It's
weird
loud.
Because the other games that I went to was at the old ballpark.
Okay.
And there were no nets.
Oh, no.
And it was a heart attack, like waiting to happen.
Can you believe that like $1 million athletes played that ballpark? Like guys who have been invested like to the tens of millions played in that ballpark. It's always wild to me. First time I walked into that place, I was like, where am I? This is a AAA ballpark? This thing is ancient. Like, looks like there should be like razor blades in the grass or something. Like, this place is scary.
I kept telling Jess, this is one step from Dodger Stadium. I said, you remember Dodger Stadium was like, I said, and this is one step away. Can you imagine how different? Like it's one step away, and it's might as well be a different planet.
The idea that you go from that to the show, is crazy.
Yeah,
like you go, and I mean, like from an A's perspective, okay, Oakland was pretty bad. So like Sacramento, but you're gonna get to Vegas, it'll be different. But like if you're playing at the old ballpark for the it was the 51. Sorry, thanks. Yeah, for the Las Vegas 51s, who were the Mets affiliate when they were there.
Yep.
It's like you go from that to New York City, like you go to Citi Field, like a little bit of a difference in terms of what you're going to experience.
Well, even before that, it was like San Diego,
right?
So it was San Diego affiliate. It was a Toronto affiliate. Been a lot of things. here. I mean, and they've been the A's, and now they're supposed to still be getting the A's, but we'll see if that happens. I mean, I guess June they're going to break ground on this ballpark if it's going to happen, but I don't know.
We need to. I would love to. Maybe we should get Vital Vegas on the show because he on Twitter at Vital Vegas is one of the like biggest influencers here in the city. He claims that it's all a facade. He keeps on saying that there is no park being built. Because a big story came out over the weekend about the A's organization poaching Raiders ticket sales staff. So trying to get them to come over and work for the A's to sell season tickets for the Las Vegas A's, not the Raiders. And that has pissed off the Raiders.
Oh, boy.
And they already don't like each other. So that's really made the Raiders mad because the Raiders are about to sell a bunch of tickets because the draft is happening. And the Raiders might be getting their new quarterback. So they want to capitalize on all that. So the A's are striking early and offering these workers to leave. And so that's making the Raiders really mad. And he said it's all fake. He was like, still don't believe that they're going to build anything here in Vegas. So don't worry about it. It's a mythical game. It's a mythical team. I was like, if this is all smoke and mirrors, it's going to be really bad because a lot of people really do think that the A's, I mean, that they're taking jobs based upon it at the moment.
Correct. It's just
you're seeing the Space Cowboys today?
Space Cowboys.
That's the Astros affiliate, right?
I think so. Yeah.
That's Sugarland, right?
Without looking, I don't know.
It's the Sugarland Space Cowboys because I lived a half a mile from that stadium where they play.
Okay.
So I live right there. That's pretty neat. So yeah. So at the time it was when I was there, it was independent baseball. That team was. And it was where Roger Clemens pitched. So Clemens, after he got kicked out of baseball, Clemens got a chance to go and pitch there. Okay. So they ended up having, I forget what they weren't the Space Cowboys. They were called something else that was kind of crazy. Kind of a wild name. I can't remember exactly what it was, but that's where Clemens pitched when he got kicked out of baseball.
Wow.
There. Yeah.
Well, there's CBW with the stat or with the lines. Thank you. Aviators -185, Space Cowboys +155. Those are available here too.
Are they really?
Those are just offshore. Yeah. Caesars app has it every night.
You can bet AAA baseball.
Yeah.
What are the limits? Low?
I would assume so. It wouldn't even occur to me to try.
13.5 is the total?
It don't even seem that windy out.
13.5.
That's
it's going to be nice, though. I know. It's going to be 80 degrees at first pitch.
Oh,
it's gorgeous.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's perfect baseball weather. Awesome. Ball's going to fly.
But the kids do not stop talking.
Of course not.
I mean, it's a big field trip. Everybody's outside. And like 4 of the kids are actually watching the game.
Did they just have testing? Are they done? Did they just start their testing?
They did something last week.
Yeah, Tuesday, because Tuesday, Wednesday. So Madeline every Tuesday and Wednesday has what's called SBAC here in town. Mm-hmm. But I think they change. Each school has different days in which they wind up getting the testing done. Mm-hmm. So that's why Madeline's not there today, because they have testing for SBAC today and tomorrow. They hate it. And it's all done on a computer. And they spend like 4 hours each day on a computer being asked questions and having to like hunt and peck because they can't type yet. So they're hunting and pecking and it takes forever. And she comes home ticked off all the time.
I told you my daughter tested. She typed 74 words a minute.
That's amazing. That's really good.
I didn't believe her. I saw it happen again. I was like, this can't be.
That was me. I mean, I learned how to type really early and it saved me in college, in high school. I used to have friends of mine that would pay me to type their papers out. They'd be like, if I write this and I give it to you, you type it. I'm like, yeah, give me $5. Just go ahead and not type it and do it. So it's a great life skill to learn it.
Without a doubt.
It's a tremendous life skill.
Is it still though? Like with ChatGPT and all these other things, like is typing a life skill? I mean,
100%.
it is, but I don't know if it's still going to be.
Well, I mean, I think talks to text is really going to be an interesting thing. I think you're right about that, about what the kids will look like. I just know that my class cannot be, you can't fake my class at UNLV. I just know that I get the emails about the number of papers and research assignments and the things that are going on college campuses. I couldn't imagine being like a science or a math or like an English teacher on college campuses right now, because it's all that. It's all just hey, ChatGPT, write me a 2-page story about this topic for 1,000 words. And it takes like 2 minutes, and then zip, it's right there. Print, here you go. Hand it in. And you have to, now there's programs to determine whether or not it was AI created or whether it was originally created.
Yeah.
Like this is fighting fire with fire type stuff. Like this is not good. Like this going to college is not good to teach, not good to take in a lot of ways.
Oh, we already went through that in 5th grade.
Right.
So learning a lot.
Single finger typing, hunting and pecking CBW, I see. Saves time. I type pretty fast, about 5 fingers. Oh, right. You're a sports. Yeah, of course. Yes. You got to type fast if you're a sports writer. You're on deadline.
Yeah.
You gotta fly.
Okay.
Go zzz. And I mean, basically, I think I learned it in a little older than Kendall. I think I earned it. I learned how to type in 6th grade. I think that's when I learned how to type.
Sophomore year, I took a typing class with typewriters.
Oh my! With typewriters.
Typewriters. Yep.
Wow.
You will learn how to take. You will learn how to type. There was a typing elective, and I took it, and I was like, boy, I was glad I did.
Remember Whiteout?
So
remember Whiteout?
Do I remember? I mean, whiteout used to cause like agita that was. Kids should all learn what whiteout was. You would type it and just back, and then you hit the wrong key.
You're like, son of a!
Yeah.
You gotta go in, and then it would like spill over to the other letter. Like you want to get rid of the A, but you get the D, and you're like, I hit the D, and I gotta go back and do that again. It's amazing the stupid stuff you kids have no idea what we used to deal with. It's amazing. It really is. I mean, digital audio, you guys will never know the joy of splicing together tape and having it getting caught and then everything unraveling, or your car eating your tape, your favorite mixtape or your favorite tape, and you're driving and you hear that sound. And you're like, no! It's getting all ripped up and you pull it out and there's like things everywhere.
Try to stretch it out and keep it alive so you can maybe roll it back together. Yep. Oh my goodness.
You get the pencil, the pencil wind to wind it back up into the pencil because it's all gotten loose and eaten. Yeah, you guys have no idea. I never did 8 tracks.
Typewriters. Yeah.
You did 8 tracks, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never did the 8 track. I was too young for 8 tracks, but man, that was tapes and getting like your friend would get the secondary, the aftermarket stereo that had all the different like things you could play with, and you have the tape deck that would come in and be like, oh my gosh, this is so wild. Like, how do you have this? This is so neat. And it would like stick out and look like really weird. It's not supposed to be in the dash. Oh,
yeah.
It's all too
like
good.
The 8-track, half of it was out. It was like the cart machines, like that when you learned it in you know radio back in the day. You played those carts.
Oh yeah, 100%. That was an 8-track. Yes.
Yeah.
Carts. So every semester from I play the opening scene to the Oliver Stone movie Talk Radio. And so then I asked them to go through the number of technology things that they see on the screen that do not exist anymore. And it's like, phones, rotary phones.
Oh yeah.
8 tracks, non-digital boards, DOS computers. Like it really is neat when you start to look at the differences and how far we have come from a technological standpoint and how more advanced we are right now. But there is still something to be said for the stuff back then worked. Like the stuff back then worked a lot.
It's sometimes, I mean, looking back at it, you're like, wow, all right, it is faster and more efficient. A lot of things in a lot of ways now, but it always worked back then.
The phone always worked. The phone. I mean, if someone had the thing off, right? If you left the receiver off the hook, sometimes you would have the sound that would come through. But for the most part, the telephone always worked. Like it never didn't work. And so when someone cut your phone line, you go to a dead zone area and all of a sudden your phone doesn't work and you're stuck and you need to go ahead and try to do something. I just think it's hysterical when I see payphones, because there are some places in Vegas, sometimes you'll bump into a payphone.
Oh yeah.
And then like at the Masters, you can't bring your phone in. So all they have is this gigantic bank of cell phone of payphones to go ahead and use to call people. And it's like a literal walk back into time with all of this at the Masters. That's why I think it's so cool what they do.
They still have payphones there?
Yeah, that's how you communicate. Just absolutely,
What does a phone call cost on a payphone now?
I think it might be
$1?
free for the Masters.
Oh,
I think it might be free. I don't think I don't know if you have to actually get paid to pay for it.
okay.
But you cannot call because all your phones are going into a Ziploc baggie and they give you a ticket like a coat check when you walk in. So they take your phone physically. Oh, there you go. CBW, are they pay phones or are they just landlines?
Wow.
Do you have to pay for it or not? I know they're set up. I don't know if you're able. You have to pay for them or not. If you do, it's probably like a quarter. I mean, they have pimento cheese sandwiches for $1.50. Can feed 3 people on $10.
It's like going back into a time machine.
It's awesome. We need more of it.
Right.
we need more.
Landlines, he said.
I think if every golf tournament could do it, and they can't because they don't have the money or resources and time, but it would be a really cool thing that, like, if you went to a professional golf tournament, the phones were not allowed. I hate going to concerts and people have their phones out like crazy. It drives me nuts. It's like, I get the idea of like taking a couple pictures and a video or two, but like people will sit there and tape the entire time. When we saw Taylor Swift, there were 2 girls that literally every song they switched as to which they were videotaping themselves during each song, and they'd switch. And they taped every single song. I was like, you guys didn't experience the whole concert. Like, what are you doing? It's horrible. Look, you guys weren't actually there. You were just dancing in front of the camera while some music played behind you. Drives me crazy.
I used to tell the kids when we went to places like that or went to sporting events, like, take a picture and, use the video just for a quick video of something. But what you're going to see and experience is better than anything you're going to record for 3 minutes, and you're never going to watch it again.
And the audio is totally different because it's too damn loud.
Yeah.
You aren't going to watch it. Yeah. That's, I always laugh because, like, if you take pictures with fireworks, fine. But I never understood why you videotape fireworks. Like a long, like maybe like a 5-second reel or like a boomerang or some type of like clip.
Never more than 30 seconds.
Right. But if you're doing
Never
like 2 or 3 minutes of a fireworks show, it's like, well, it's not going to feel or sound anything like on your phone what it did in person. Like, part of the fun of a fireworks play is like the boom. You get the bang, and then like you feel it. The sound hits you in your chest. You're like, oh, that was cool. You don't get that on a phone. It's just this, lights that just pop up. So I never understood that. It didn't make any sense. No. Okay, guys. What happened last night? Your Pirates made history. Number 1 pick, Paul Skeens, pitching to number 1 pick, Henry Davis. LSU teammates and now on the Pirates together. Excitement in Pittsburgh for this battery?
Excitement in Pittsburgh is that they won a game. Innings pitched. Let's just clarify that. McCutcheon made a diving catch in right field and he gave everybody a Fightin', P-H-I-T-E-N necklace. Do you remember those from 10 years ago, 12 years ago?
No.
Those black, like, string necklaces that all baseball players were wearing. I had a bunch of them.
Okay.
Like the kids wore them for a little bit. He gave everyone one and they won. So they interviewed him after the game and they're talking about bringing back all the things that worked in 2013, 14, and 15 when they made the playoffs. So, yeah, the titanium braided necklace, whatever that was. Yeah, Fightin'. If you want to sponsor the show, reach out to us. AskTheBVB@gmail.com. You can reach us or thebvbshow.com, and I'll wear a Fightin'. I got to find it. I know where it's at in the storage place, but that's the exciting part of this. Skeens' prop did go under. That number is going to be what it is every time. He went 6 innings too. He only got 6. It's I think the second time through the league and everything, it's not going to be as easy to get up there and just get double-digit strikeouts like it was last year.
I always marvel at the book's ability to set a number that is right on the line of like, man, I want to go over that, but I just don't. Like, it was 5.5. It's like, oh yeah, hammer it.
Correct.
Goes to 6.5, and it gives you that pause of like, 7 feels like a lot. Like if he gets 7, he's going to get 11. Like he's going to fly over it. But if he doesn't get to 7, he's going to get to 5 or 6. And it's going to suck because you're going to end up watching the last 2 innings going, okay, come on. Okay, come on. And then he gets to 6 and then he doesn't come back out for the 7th. And so you don't get the 7 and it goes down.
Yeah, it's
brilliant.
The K props as the number, I don't want to say it's being set better. It's just you have more starts, you have more data, you have more everything, and then the number just is what it is. And when they get 12, you don't even change the number because there's going to be another game where they're going to get 5, and it kind of evens out. Now there will be pitchers, and there's companies and products and stuff that will find certain things. It's boring to bet the same thing every 5 days and go, that guy prop over, that guy prop over. But that's what you have to do with the K prop in baseball because it doesn't get affected. And, different plate umpires, it's very important for K props. Tommy Lorenzo said it right there. Roger Long, umps do matter. Home plate ump info is very important for K props. Yeah. CB Buckner, bet over.
Is he still umpiring? He retired?
I'm assuming so because Tommy said so.
Okay.
I don't know. I used to know every umpire.
Wasn't over yesterday. He was under. So what did Buckner, was he the guy behind home plate last night, yesterday?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm always impressed. Like whenever you see a number like that and you see how many people in the content space, I don't know, I probably saw 5 people who were say over. He's going to get 7. This battery is going to be the battery of the future. Look out. Skeens is throwing, there was a front page story of ESPN.com. Is Paul Skeens the best pitcher in baseball?
Oh.
So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue. His numbers are there. I mean, he's done really well to start the season. So, and then it fell 6. And I was like, oh, that fell 6.
Home plate umpire was Gonzalez.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
10,000 people in attendance on a very cold.
That's good.
Mid-April.
Okay.
Day.
Okay. Not horrible. Hopefully get more than that on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Not bad. Against a kind of a crap team too. So not the best of matchups.
Washington sponsorship.
Well, I'm just saying it's the national stink. So I mean, it's what it is. So it's sorry. I mean, calling a spade on that. So it's
they have the same record as the Pirates. By the
that's
way.
Fine. But there's nobody like Paul Skeens on the Pirates. I mean, it's on the Nationals rather. And there is someone like the Pirates. And there is someone like the Pirates who have the reigning rookie of the year and odds-on favorite to win the Cy Young. So, the Padres are 11-0 at home. They beat the Cubs 10-4. They beat the tar out of the Cubs bullpen yesterday. Tatis went deep. Here's the funny. This might be something to take a look at. So this is the 4th longest streak in Major League Baseball history to open up a home schedule. The record is 14 by the Rays in 2023. They won 99 games. How many games of the Padres do you think right now? They got 14 wins. What do they look like to you? 90 wins, 95 wins?
Right now, I'd say at least the number is 95. You have 14 already. I mean, they're going to end April with 20.
Yeah, it's 47,000 people at Petco last night.
Was packed.
47,000.
I absolutely, I'm telling you, one of the greatest choices. I loved Orsillo when he was at the Red Sox, and now watching him and listening to him every night with the Padres, Don Orsillo is unbelievable. He's so good at what he does. I know. And I
love Dave O'Brien. Dave is a friend. I don't mean to disparage Dave O'Brien. I think Dave is still one of the best broadcasters we have for multi-sports, and I don't hate him doing Red Sox games, but I really do miss Don Orsillo. Like Don
he's just great. He's great at what he does. Carl, I used to do cash considerations with. I mean, he was always his guy. Yeah. When he left Boston, he was angry about it, and still
the way they did it
was just wrong.
Wrong.
It was absolutely wrong. But watching that game last night, like the Cubs were leading, and then the Padres got going. And the Cubs being in San Diego contributed to that attendance. There was a ton of Cubs fans there as well. But the place was jumping. It felt like a playoff game. And The lineup gives you no break. And Merrill's not even in it.
Yeah, right.
He's on the injured list. So, I don't know. C shaved his beard, gave up a few runs and was down. And then, like I said, when Tatis hit the second home run, we were watching the game. And I said to Kendall, this one's over. That's it. I said, it's almost over the total, which it got over the total.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. I had
11-0 is 11-0.
Yeah. Oh, that was for the scoreless inning streak. The last time they had a scoreless inning streak like this, it was the 1984 pennant winning club. So they're making the playoffs, and I don't know. The Dodgers, listen, the Dodgers are so deep, and they're going to win a bunch of games too, obviously. But I feel like we're back to a collision course between these two.
What about tonight? Imanaga's a -160 favorite.
Baseball odds are crazy, aren't they?
They're probably sure 11-0, and the Cubs are -160 tonight.
Yeah. This is really high for a road favorite. This is an indictment on Vasquez to me.
Okay.
Whatever
And the
number
Cubs-
somebody's
and the Cubs
looking
can
at.
hit. Cubs can hit, and the Cubs have gotten
Oh,
off to a good start. They have 11 wins on the year. So I think it also is saying, okay, did they get swept? Are they going to lose again? So there would be, this would be 12-0 start. The Padres are due to lose. It was the same thing that happened when the Dodgers went to Philly. Why I bet the Phillies. It's like eventually they're going to lose.
right.
So eventually they're not going to go undefeated at home. And Imanaga's this quote unquote without Steele now for the Cubs. Imanaga's their ace.
Yeah. Johnny Parlay just put it in the chat. Cubs are their best over team to start the season at 13-5-1. I got the number here. Prior to the game yesterday, the Cubs lead the majors with 116 runs scored. That's 21 more than the next closest club, the Yankees.
They're giving up a ton of runs too.
True.
Their bullpen's not very good.
Imanaga goes there tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, its first thought is to play the over. Again, I had the over yesterday in that game, and I think the over again today because the Cubs are going to score. If I got to pick a side pregame, I think I'm picking the Cubs tonight. I think they beat them.
I mean, that's the pro side, right? The public's going to be on the Padres because they're 11-0. Pro side will say eventually they're going to lose. Might as well take lay it. But you want to lay 160 with this?
That's insane.
I don't think I'm comfortable.
I mean, like road favorites are not that in baseball. Even like really good road favorites, more than 150 is rare. Scooble was yesterday.
Right.
And I think it's reserved for the top guys. Even August is a top guy.
Yeah, but it's a Padres team that hasn't lost yet, and their offense just put 10 up against the Cubs yesterday. So it's like, okay, so Imanaga goes 6 innings to the 1 earned run, right? He leaves the game at 3-1. Well, it was 4-2 yesterday.
Right.
And the Cubs bullpen just came in and gave up 8 runs.
Yeah.
So, like, that's if I'm a Cub fan, that's my concern is like, I would only go first 5. I'm not sure I'd be comfortable going full game.
That's another way to attack it.
So, but the price is going to be even worse than 160 first 5.
Probably.
So 185, 190 probably. Especially if the books don't think Vasquez is any good.
Now, it's ironic. The same price, it's 160 to 165 is high,
Wow.
155 for low. So it's about the same.
Same price.
Now, ironically, you got the Cubs at San Diego, and it's around -150. And you have the A's at the White Sox. A's on the road.
Yep.
Same line, -150. What?
Different game, I guess. I mean,
There were 10 baseball games yesterday. You know how many favorites won yesterday?
all of them?
All of them.
Yeah. I think all of them won.
Nobody wanted to beat a book yesterday.
Well, I mean, hold on. Because the Giants, did the Giants close?
The favorite.
They did.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I got plus money on them. I got even money on the other on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And they were at home.
They
and they won.
favorite too.
Okay.
Yeah.
They both closed as favorites. Okay. Those are coin flip lines. So
yeah,
good day for the guys betting the dogs and flipping lines.
Checked on all my buddies at the books. Everything's gonna be okay, despite the fact that all the favorites won. So,
how about that?
Yeah,
interesting.
Nice little parlay yesterday. Got it home.
So hockey last night. The Oilers, we talked about it. They punted on the game. They sat everybody. It got really chippy in that game. This is the first round matchup between these two teams. 3-0 and 5-0 the last two times the Kings have played the Oilers. Shutouts by the Kings in both.
Yeah.
LA won the game 5-0, but there is a hearing tonight for Darnell Nurse. For a cross check that was brutally high. Like viciously high. This very well might be the best first round matchup in the NHL playoffs.
I think
Oilers Kings.
Almost all of them are going to be good, but there is true hatred. And it's like anything else. When you do this multiple times, you just know that it's going to be like you're already aggravated before you play the first game. I mean, it used to happen to me in the adult league. Like we'd be in the adult league, and a lot of times you're in the same league with the same teams, and it'd be like, oh, we're playing those, Panthers tonight, like whatever they called themselves. You'd be aggravated all day at work. You're like, oh man, I gotta go. Like, I can't stand that guy. I know he's gonna cross check me in the lower back. I'm gonna get mad. This is gonna be intense, but was the easiest bet ever yesterday.
Right.
Kings easy. Like whatever number you laid, you won. Wasn't even in doubt.
I just kept on going, they're not going to score? Edmonton's not going to score again?
Yeah.
Got blank 3-0 last time, 5-0 last night. Boy, oh boy.
Yorkie's in the chat. The Doom, Paul Frischman. For a lot of times I was on that team, Yorkie. Yeah, that was a problem. Frischman would start with everybody. Then he would take shots at us. We didn't like that. Yeah, that's funny. This is going to be great. But, I mean, Avalanche and Stars are going to be great. Like that, there's going to be other really good series. The Florida series is going to be ridiculous. The teams can't – I mean, yes, they're in the state of Florida, but those are hockey markets that cannot stand each other.
No,
it's going to be
fun. Yeah, NHL playoffs are going to be fun. The NBA playoffs, well, they start tonight. Play-in tournaments. We've got 7-8 Grizzlies at the Warriors, and first Magic hosting the Hawks. Then tomorrow we could talk about those 9-10 games, Bulls Heat and Mavs and the Kings. You are still not a fan of this play-in tournament?
No. I like this. I just don't know if this is worthy of garnering all attention. I'm more excited to watch the Padres and the Cubs tonight than I am either one of these basketball games. But that's just me.
But is that because you like baseball more than basketball? Because this is playoff basketball versus regular season baseball.
No, I know, but like there's another game for both of these teams.
Yeah, but if you're the 7 seed, I mean, fine. You're playing the Rockets or the Celtics. Okay. You're getting fed to the Wolves in a lot of ways. Okay. So I understand the point about that, but I do think that there is, if you lose this game, you got to go play another game. And for the West, I mean, the Warriors were the 5 seed like a week ago.
Yeah.
They lose tonight. They got to go and play another game at home in 2 days. If they lose that game, they're done. Season over.
Okay. I don't know. It doesn't have I just know this is a Tuesday. There's 2 NBA games, and this would be a day at work where they might not get they might not get as much handle as the Padres and Cubs game today.
Really?
Yeah.
Even here, you think in Vegas baseball beats the handle for this?
There's baseball games that will beat the handle. Now nationally, no.
It's the Warriors. Wait a minute.
The Warriors game. The Warriors game is different. I'm talking about the Atlanta-Orlando game.
Oh, okay.
Atlanta-Orlando is it's an afterthought. It's the first game.
The Warriors game is going to do a big handle tonight. No.
Well, it should because it's the second game. It's the late game.
Right.
And a lot of things are going to roll into it. But the fact that the loser gets to play another game.
Right.
and the winner is just playing another playoff series, like it's not as big of a deal.
So tomorrow's bigger to you because tomorrow you lose, you're done.
Well, I mean, yes, it should be, but at the same time, it's the worst team. So I don't know. Like Friday has the appeal for me. When we determine Friday who's going, to play the one in both.
Yeah.
Because the winner,
Right.
the loser of the 8-7 game or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
most likely the 8,
plays the winner. Right.
hosts the winner of the other game on Friday.
9-10. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Those games mean a little bit more.
Sure. They're game 7s.
Yeah.
And
But I mean, like the series prices are already determined. Basically, you're just waiting to pop them in, for this.
So you have Hawks and Magic tonight. Money coming in on the Magic. Total is going up, which is really surprising because I like the under in the game. And I think people think if you like the over, you have to like the Hawks. If you like the under, you like the Magic. I like the Magic and I like the under.
Oh, I mean, just looking at the number, I like the over, but I don't know.
It's moved.
This. I mean, 5 is that number. I've said it many times. You see 5 on a basketball game. It's a book going, you bet it. Go ahead. I don't know. I don't care. I'll wait and see whatever you're going to do. When it's under 7, but it's more than 4, it could be anything. So I don't think there's a strong side here.
I do. I've liked Orlando all year. I like Orlando a lot at home. I mean, if you can take care of Trae Young and just don't let him go crazy tonight. I mean, I love this. I just think I'm surprised they're betting the over. I know most of the totals were like 222 and 223 when they played. So the books opened this they opened it at 219. It was bet down to 217. Now it's been bet back up to 219. So we're back to the opener of 219. So I think, but to me, how I handicapped it was looking at Orlando's at home. Why are they going to play fast and play into the Hawks? I just don't see it. They're going to play really slow and they're going to play defense and make Atlanta work. That's limiting possessions and just not allowing this game to go crazy. I know the 3 of the 4 games went over between these two teams. And that's
over this number?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's why people are betting the over. But I think in a playoff game where you're playing for, you want to advance. I know, again, you're getting fed to the Celtics, so good luck, whoever wins this game.
That's what I mean. Like, that's the impact of these games. Like, they're not going to beat the team they're playing.
No.
It has no bearing on anything. That's why I'm not excited about this. Like, it's just a matter of whether they get swept or win one. Right? Like, it's
fair.
It
is fair. But this game's got more intrigue, though. Grizzlies Warriors is interesting.
This is interesting.
And number's too high.
This is going to be more entertaining.
It is, but why is the number so high?
Hoopheads in the chat, for those of you that are here, and just give me your best bet in the Atlanta-Orlando game, whether it's minus the points, plus the points, over the total, under the total. I'm just curious what you think the best bet is in there, and type it in the chat. Just want to see if anybody's paying attention that watches basketball. 7's a perfect number. I don't think there's an edge here either way. I really don't.
It's the perfect
number. This is going to fall, what? Within 1 or 2 points, right? Golden State's not winning by 10, are they? I don't think so.
No.
But Golden State could win by 4.
This is
win by 5 or win by 8.
Like this is the way I would bet. This is the way you and I have talked, and you've talked to me about in-game betting forever. This is take the points pregame at +7. Let Memphis get a lead. At some point, Memphis is going to lead. And when they have a lead, come back and take the Warriors -2, -1, even or pick whatever. And then just sit there and hopefully it falls Warriors -4, -5. In middle both. Yeah.
That's a good plan.
That's all. Take the points now and see it's climbing. Some books maybe at 7.5 by the time the game tips off. You make it 8. Just take the points.
There ain't going to be no 7.5s. I think they're going to no. It's paid.
I thought ESPN bet was at 7.5 last night. No,
I don't even look at that until.
Because I couldn't get at it. I mean, I only could get 7 last night.
Right.
And someone said, ESPN bet's at 7.5. I said, I can't bet ESPN bet. I don't have it.
Right.
So I can't get at it. But if it goes 7.5, goes 8. if you go even go 7.5, I think you take the points, and then wait for the in-game number to be down, because it's going to be down 1. Even potentially you might get +1, +2 on the Warriors at some point during the game.
It'd be one of those games where if I was doing the in-game, knowing that exact script, you're going to have to really wait it out. I'm not giving you a shot at Golden State -2 anytime soon. Like, knowing that that's the play.
Okay.
I think you're going to see, even if Memphis leads end of the first quarter, there's still going to be, 4. Golden State will be 4. Like, getting under 4, that's, if you're looking to do what you just said, do that.
Get 7.5 now. It's up. Okay. So it's 7.5.
Okay.
You might get 8. You might, depending by tip, you may get more. Just knowing how people bet. Like, you look at Ja and you're like, okay, it's Ja and Triple J. And then what else, really, for Memphis? And then you've got Butler. And if Jimmy's healthy, if the injury to his ankle is nothing, and then you've got, Steph.
Do we have confirmation that it is nothing, or we don't know until we see him?
We won't know until we see him. I mean, by the number tells you it's nothing, though. I mean, if he was hurt, this number wouldn't be 7.5.
Well, you have to make the number assuming he's fine.
Okay.
Even if you don't know, you'll find out. And because if you give someone the number that Orlando is, they're laying this.
Okay.
There's no question. Anything under 6 is an automatic lay. Boom. Just, limit play Warriors. So it has to sit at 7 until we know. Comrade Voss, 35.5 under points, rebounds, and assists for Butler. Not a bad play if you think he's not completely healthy.
Boy, it's tough to fade. It's tough to fade Butler in the playoffs, though. That's a guy that's difficult to say, yeah, he's not going to do what he's supposed to do.
Right.
Just, I'm a Celtics fan. Like, I've seen it too many times where it's like, yeah, he's not going to be great. And all of a sudden it's
right.
Butler goes and takes over and you're like, son of a, what the?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Some interesting thoughts. Trae Young unders on everything. If you're looking for what the algorithms are going to tell you, Butler under 22.5 points is one to look at for props. But Trae Young
points. Steph's 23.5 or 24.5.
Curry points and rebounds under 33.5 for points and rebounds. I'll go under that. But my God, Trae Young, points, rebounds, and assists under, points and assists under, points and rebounds under, like under ever.
Hold on. Froze. There you go. That was a quick one. All right. Whatever you were looking at, close that one right now.
I did. I got rid of it. I closed it. Once I closed it, it got rid of it.
Yep.
I mean, everything. Bostonian versus the Breakfast. What's up, Nick Tom?
Hey, Nick Tom. Good to see you. Bostonian versus the Breakfast. Yeah.
Early show today. Yeah, I like the Grizzlies here. I think people are too quick to say the Warriors. Been listening to some San Francisco sports talk radio, and they see big problems with the Warriors. They don't like what they're seeing at all. They think they may lose this game outright.
Well, I mean, if they lose, that leaves Memphis playing Houston.
Yeah.
Which, again, I don't know.
Well, one guy made a case of saying, like, isn't it, who would you rather play? OKC has had a historic year, but it's unproven. And the Rockets are unproven too. I'm not saying that they're not, but like the style of play for the Rockets, for the Warriors is not great. It's a really physical basketball team. They're going to play defense. They're going to get up in your grill. They're going to make you play, and they're going to guard the hell out of you. OKC is the other way around. OKC is going to play tons of offense. They're going to go up and down with you. And for a Steph Curry-led Warrior team, they may have more success against the Thunder in the playoffs than they will against the Rockets.
Think about what you're saying.
I'm just saying there's a theory that a guy was saying, like, if they lose this game, they're not trying to lose the game. If they were to lose the game tonight, if the Grizzlies were to beat them.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. That's fine. Look at that one. Now you're completely frozen. Uh-oh.
You're back?
Hold on. Snap your finger. There you go. Okay. You're back.
I'm not saying that they're trying to lose. I'm just saying there was a guy who was listening to a guy was saying there might be a better path. If you're looking at path for the Warriors, to lose this game, beat the winner of the 9-10 game, and then play up against OKC. They're on the road either way. They're playing at the Rockets or they're playing at OKC.
Yep.
And SGA is SGA, and I'm not saying that he's not the MVP and everything else that comes with this team that destroyed everybody. 20-point wins and everything else that came with the Thunder season. But playoff experience versus the Warriors is a very different conversation. Head coaching conversation, very different. So this is the playoffs.
Assume that Golden State wins tonight.
Okay.
And they play the Rockets.
6 games, Houston wins in 6.
Put that poll up right now.
Okay.
For the NBA heads in here, the basketball heads. Who wins that series? Golden State or Houston? I'm curious what people think. Nick Tom just came in the chat and said they will lose to the Rockets.
Agreed.
Nick Tom is adamant that the Rockets will win that series. I'm curious what our people will vote. I mean, the Rockets are small favorites.
Small? Really?
Yeah. It's still Golden State. Yeah.
With home court and a much better record.
Yeah. Much better record. What? 5 games better? Right? I think 51 wins to 46. Something like that.
Gotta look at that. Hold on. I'm just putting up this poll. I'll be curious to see who wins.
We're watching the show live right now in the chat, which is part of the benefits of watching the show live in the chat. You get to vote and do these things and type and be interactive. You can vote Houston or Golden State. Who wins the series?
So Golden State won 48 to 52. Only 4 wins.
Right. That's what I mean. That's so, and ain't that much better of a record. Yeah.
That's crazy. 8 seed to the 2 seed
to play in the play-in game. That's how close all this is. This NBA series, the West is going to be awesome. It's going to be like the hockey playoffs. It's going to be great. Usually we were just punching a ticket. Right now, you put all 4, higher seeds in the playoff. Just parlay the series prices. The 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4, and we would go forward.
Right.
I don't think you could do that this year. Maybe in the East. I don't even know you can't even do it in the East.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
The Cavs, the Celtics, the Knicks, and the Pacers are all winning?
Yeah.
They're all winning the series.
Maybe the Knicks lose. I think the Knicks are the most vulnerable. But the top 2 teams are just advance them.
Milwaukee can't beat Indiana?
Don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
But in years past, this was no one, very rare did one of the other seeds win.
Right.
5 through 8. In the West?
In the West, that's what I mean, though. I think if I'm the Warriors, I don't know. Nick Tom, it's an interesting question. Who does Boston want to play? Do they rather play the Hawks or the Magic? I would rather play the Hawks, to be quite honest. They match up better with the Hawks. But the Hawks have played well. Trae Young, his numbers in Boston are pretty good. So Trae Young has played well at TD Garden. So I think that would be the pause of what Trae Young looks like. But yes, I think I would rather play the Hawks than to play the defensive-minded Magic. But Boston, I think, smacked Orlando. I think every time they played them, they won pretty easily. So I don't think – the biggest worry for Boston right now is whether or not you play Jaylen Brown in the first round. He had an injection into his knee. They aren't saying what exactly the injection was, but Jaylen Brown is a guy who generally stays away from medicine like that. So that's a big worry.
Oh boy.
To what exactly is his knee needs surgery probably at the end of the year. So it's about pain management for him until they get till the off season and he'll have it taken care of. But he's hobbled. There's no debate that Jaylen Brown's not 100%.
I don't know. We'll have all week to talk about the rest of the series. Tonight is these 2 games.
But answer this question. Look at this. The Knicks are now minus 425 to beat the Pistons. It's the highest price for a New York Knicks series since 93.
And none of those guys are on the team.
That's the Ewing, Charles Oakley, and Stephon Marbury Knicks.
Anthony Mason, Greg Anthony.
It's a long time ago.
John Starks.
Like, what is this? How are the Knicks this big of a favorite? Like, no respect for the Pistons at all. We're not giving them any respect.
None.
What are we doing?
None. No respect. None.
Wow. Oakley was a bad dude. That's too Roger Long.
I played it out yesterday a little bit with Wetzel.
Okay.
7-point favorite, first game, so they win. A little bit less. This is how this works. The number comes lower the second time, even if the favorite covers the first time. And it's not rocket science. There's no algorithm for it. It's just the way it is. When the Knicks win and cover, they'll be 6 or 6.5 second game. Zigzag. I'll be the first one to say it. You'll hear it nonstop.
Right.
You only hear it here for 3 more days because we're doing the show
zigzag
the rest of this week, and then you ain't going to see us for 2 weeks on this show here. You might see us on Spaces and some other stuff. You will 100% see us, but we're figuring the rest of this stuff out. The Knicks win both home games, split in Detroit, and come home and win the series in 5.
Or they lose game 1.
And win game 2, and then now we're in for a series. Does Detroit win one of the first 2 games in New York?
I think they win game 1.
Well, then you should definitely be betting them.
I did.
Yeah. Yes.
I took the 2.5 games. And I'll take the points in game 1 when they play. I'll take the 7.5, whatever it winds up closing at. I'll take that. And I think the Pistons are going to put a scare in the Knicks. I think everyone just is so.
Well, I just clicked refresh on my odds screen. There's no more. They're not even $4 favorites. They're 380, 375 in Vegas.
Okay.
Down south, 370. I mean, yeah, I don't know about that. It ain't going up.
Good. Shouldn't go up too high. 425 is way too high. That's nuts. All right, to baseball. You said this yesterday. 5 NL teams have double-digit wins. Only 1 team in the American League has gotten to double digits so far this year.
Damn.
Are we going to be in for this? Is this what the summer's going to be like? It's like the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference, rather, for the NBA, except it's going to be for the American League, where it's everyone jumbled together for most of the season. Like there's not anyone that's going to separate.
I think so. That AL Central is definitely going to be interesting as far as because they get a playoff spot. I mean, it doesn't matter how you get there. You get a playoff spot.
Right.
And once you're in the playoffs, if you got an ace like Scooble, Detroit could be nasty. I'm telling you. This is like the days when the AFC and the NFC, and the AFC was like dominant, and the NFC would just kind of figure it out as they go.
Mm-hmm.
The American League is the NFC in this situation where they're just kind of figuring out as it goes here. I don't even know. I mean, to equate it to the NBA, the NL is the Western Conference where you got a bunch of good teams. In the AL, I think you got like legit one like team where you're like, that's a good team. And I'm still not even sure. The odds tell you it's the Yankees. And then there's everybody else. But I don't know. The National League West alone
is incredible. I mean, I think it's, if I'm an American League, this is like one of those things like, which league would you rather be in? The path to get to the World Series in the American League is going to be so much easier than the path in the NL.
No doubt.
So it's like, if you can figure it out, if you're an American League team on the bubble, and we'll see what teams are going to be on the bubble. We don't know yet, but like if I was the Orioles or if I was somebody, hanging around, if I was the Rangers and I'm like, okay, we might be able to make the World Series. I'm going for it at the deadline. I'm going for it. I'm trading. I'm getting as much help as I can get at the trade deadline because we're not going to have to go through what the National League, look, the Cubs, the Padres, the Giants, like these are teams that are going, it's the Dodgers. I get it, but there's going to be a really hard fight just to get to the Western Conference, just to get to the National League pennant, just to get the championship series. It's going to be really hard.
God forbid the Braves figure it out and turn it around.
Right.
Because the Phillies and the Mets are going to go trade punches all summer long. The Mets aren't going anywhere. They're not. As much as anyone wants to say it, the mutts, whatever, they're going to hang around. And they got the pitching and have things somewhat figured out right now. Now, it's April. But there it is. I mean, Dodgers, Padres, Phillies, Mets, Cubs, Giants. Oh, yeah, American League. And then he jumbled them together. Yankees, Tigers, Rangers. Really? Those are your top 3 American League teams right now? That doesn't give me any, wow.
It is kind of weird, though, too, because, I don't know if I would agree with the Red Sox being 12 right now.
Yeah.
Because the Royals and the Red Sox both can't score. The Blue Jays, for a moment led the American League East. The Angels, I think, is smoke and mirrors. I don't buy what they're doing at the moment. I think the Cardinals are better than 23rd, personally.
Offensively, for sure.
So, I think that they're better. So, I think this is going to be jumbled up, and maybe in a week or two, it's going to look much different than this. But just given where the National League is at the moment, it is amazing how much talent the National League currently has over the American League, and the offenses are going to be. I can't wait till Shohei pitches. Let's just see when Shohei gets pitching. This is going to be really a fun part of the summer. Is when Ohtani starts pitching.
I think they just keep showing videos of him throwing in bullpens just to scare the rest of the teams. Go, wait a second, this guy's going to come back and pitch now too? Well, they keep shuffling guys out there. They don't need him to pitch.
They don't, but I want him to, just to see. I want him to do a couple times. I don't want him. If I was the Dodgers again, I would have him close games. I would have him just be in there and just high leverage situations. I would bring Ohtani in.
Do you have the stinger for the people? The Ohtani stinger? We could do a quick Ohtani watch for our friends in Japan that watch the show. Hit it.
Well, I haven't edited it yet, so
that's okay. Play the old one.
Yeah, this is not the new one will happen at some point in the near future once I find a song I like. I'll find music that I like. Sonic has created a Dodger only new Ohtani watch.
It's fine. Everything's Dodgers, this, that, whatever. And listen, he had a home run yesterday. It's just different. Whatever he does is just different. It's fun to watch. Never replace this stinger. Addison the wrench, thank you very much. We do love it. Yeah. And there's certain things that we just have to do. We just have to do these things for the brigade. Yeah. This is our show. And I am having all these meetings and calls, and we're setting up more calls for people to tell us what we aren't and what we don't do. I love it. That's been my life in the book. They come up and say, do you have lines on this? No, we have 100 million lines of stuff here. You ask for what we don't have or what we messed up every time. That's fine. So, but the Ohtani thing, I think it's a story that is in waiting, that if I was the Dodgers, let's win 100 games and maybe he'll pitch in the playoffs.
Yep. Fair.
It would be the best closer entrance since Wild Thing in Major League. It would be fantastic. Oh, I forgot about that one. See if it works. It has.
That was loud even for me.
I jumped. That was good. Whoa. Yeah.
That was loud.
That was good.
Wow.
Good call, JPC to fourth. Good call. Yeah, that woke everybody up.
That was like a built up tension play, because that was louder than normal. Yeah, I didn't touch it. I swear to God. I was just, we haven't played that in a while, but that was loud. That was
somebody touched the settings. Yeah, somebody touched the settings.
I didn't touch anything. That was holy mother. That was loud. Wow. Woo! You got me. If you're gonna get me, that was loud. Normally, I can handle most, but that was. I've done my damage to my. I need that as an alarm to wake you up. Get up.
Right.
Yes, self-loudening. Yes, it's a self-loudening stinger. Yes, it just goes ahead and plays itself and raises it up and up and
it's
up. It's
ridiculous. Yeah, this doesn't do any justice for the American League teams. And then yesterday, your guys go to Tampa, and they gave up 2 touchdowns. That wasn't good.
I heard that in the other room.
Oh, LL. Yeah. Sorry, LL. Wow. Keep your volume on 20. All right, that's good.
Yeah, that was 11. That was
Yeah,
an 11.
that was to 11. Yeah.
See?
6 to midnight.
It happened again. See, there we go. Okay.
All right, you're good?
Well, no, because it's lagging whenever I'm pressing the buttons. It's lagging, so that's why I don't know if I'm whenever that happens, I'm frozen. So I guess I'm not at the moment.
Well, I asked you about the Red Sox giving up 2 touchdowns yesterday.
Oh, they're in deep trouble right now. I mean, they got to figure out this offense. I'm not worried about the pitching giving up 16 or whatever. That just happens. It's the offense. They've scored 7 runs in 4 games. Like they can't score. So losing yesterday, that's whatever. That happens in baseball. You have a bad outing, you have a bad start, you get killed. The problem is they can't score. And so if they can't score, we knew they weren't going to be a great pitching team. They're going to be good at the top with Crochet and Bueller at times, but they need Walker Bueller to pitch well today.
I think we got to put Baz on the list. Somebody in the chat, remember every time Baz pitches for Tampa,
That's good.
That's
Under.
So this is what I would do in the book in April would be find guys like this and then either start sniping like, Cy Young stuff. And I'm not a big awards market guy, but other guys that I know are. I'd put Baz on the list. I'd put Baz on the list to play on, especially at home. And there's probably going to be times you're going to get him as a plus on the road.
Right.
Keep that in mind. Unders for the opponent when he pitches. This guy's got nasty stuff. Listen, it's still April.
Yeah.
Red Sox are 1 game under 500 now, 2 games under 500, something like that.
It's the negative run differential. They have a 17 negative run differential for me. That's the concern is that like they got to get and look, they've played more games on the road and at home. So this is why I think when you take a look at the offense and why it's been struggling, they've played in cold environments like Chicago. Now they're out in Tampa. That didn't help. They scored 1 run yesterday. They need to figure out a way to get this offense clicking. And Cora took responsibility for it last night. He said, this is on me. The guys aren't performing. I have to find the right mix, the right chemistry to get this team going. So, but it's very early. I mean, I'm not judging anything on anybody, on any team. Like you can judge the teams we know. Like we know the Dodgers are going to be very good. We know there are certain pitchers who are going to be very good, Skeens and company. But outside of like the known commodities, we don't really know much at all at the moment. I mean, the Cardinals are a 500 baseball team. They could be good, could be bad. I don't know. They're a coin flip team. The Cubs lead the division. They got 11 wins. I mean, okay. There's only one AL team with double-digit wins. Everybody else has 9 or 8, basically. So it's a lot of mediocre baseball being played in the American League at the moment.
I see Andrew Weidler in the chat. Thank you, sir, for a Magic and Dodgers moneyline parlay for tonight.
Don't hate that.
I don't know what loses there. The Dodgers aren't losing.
No, but the Magic, I think.
I guess that they could
get pushed, but I don't like. I mean, I think that they win. I like the Magic. I like Magic money line more than laying 5.5 or 6. So
it's not even an uncomfortable lay.
Oh, 30-mile-per-hour winds blowing out in New York tonight. Are you kidding me?
April weather with the baseball is just
total in New York.
It's the worst. Like when you're trying to make the numbers. 10 out of 10 favorites won yesterday. There's 15 games today.
Because of Freed, 10 straight games for the Royals have scored 4 runs or less.
Yeah.
Red Sox can't score. Royals can't score.
How many favorites win today out of the 15 games?
Half.
I think a little better than half. Might be 12. 12 out of 15.
Why are we doing
the Royals won?
Why are we doing the Mookie Betts trade? What are we doing, Nick Tom?
1920 Sox trades Ruth. 100 years later, Sox trade Betts. How did that just come up, Nick Tom?
I don't know, but I mean, okay. I mean, it's
why we
in between the Red Sox won four. Well, no, they won 7 World Series in between. Oh, no, not in between. Sorry, 4 World Series in between. 3 before they traded Ruth and 4 after.
Not bad.
So, I mean,
did they really win 3 before they traded Ruth?
Yeah. Maybe more than that. Maybe
That's a long time before
they have
won a number
9.
one.
They have 9 or 7, one of the two career. I just know I've seen 4 personally. I always forget how many they've won in totality. Been playing baseball since 1892. Been baseball a long time in Boston.
Surprised by this number?
I am a little.
Tonight?
Yeah, I am a little. I mean, it's a little heavy, especially but the total being 8.5. But we're talking about 30-mile-per-hour winds blowing out. Why is the number 8.5? Why isn't it 9 or 10?
What's worse in weather like that? Hitting or pitching?
Hitting. I mean, it's blowing out, it's pitching because it's a pop fly turns into a home run.
Just wind, period, and wind and cold.
Yeah,
pitching sucks. You can't feel the ball at all. You can't get a good grip ever. You can rub it all you want like this and do this, and you can't get – I hated it. Nothing worse than pitching in a cold. Couldn't get loose.
Yep.
It's the worst. I hitting, you only got to do 3 or 4 times. Pitching, you got to throw every pitch.
But a wooden bat when it's cold is
well. I mean, listen, aluminum bat's no bargain either.
It's awful
in a cold. Yeah. Wow.
Michael
Walker's going to get tattooed tonight. This is our resident JC.
So team total over for the Yankees. That's what we like
with them wins. I don't know.
If it's blowing out, I mean, I like it even more. Fly ball hitting team in a fly ball ballpark with with wind blowing out. Is blowing out to right or left?
There's a wind app we can check. I have the wind app on my phone. I don't know. I can't. These games are like I'd rather just bet like a game either in a dome or in a warm place. You know, like
April, yeah.
Kikuchi and Molly in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Like that's a pick'em game. Angels are plus. Just like if I said Angels to you, bet it or book it, what would you say?
What's the number?
Angels you can get right now plus 105, plus 110. I can't believe this. I'm looking at the numbers.
I just bet the over. Aren't the Angels like one of the top over teams in baseball? Right
8.5 over. Minus 15, minus 120. Over's probably just the play there as well. I saw it and I didn't do the work yet, but Angels and over is my first thought.
Yeah. Let's see. The Angels are 10-5 to the over this year. They are the tied for they're 4th best in Major League Baseball. 13-5-1. Cubs are number 1. Giants 11-5. So are the Nats 11-5. St. Louis 10-5-1. Angels are 10-5.
10-5. Okay. Yeah.
So 60.
Like Angels.
Angels. I like the over. I would play the over in that game if we're gonna play the over. Okay, to hockey. Only one playoff spot is left in the West. Calgary 92 points. St. Louis with 94 points. Utah at St. Louis tonight minus 160. Blues gonna win this. The Blues can't blow this, can they? They were the hottest team in hockey a week ago.
I don't think so. I think the Blues win. You missed the conversation, Kyle. I just looked in the chat. I think Golden State's going to win too. I mean, why would you want to play OKC? I agree with you. I don't think anybody wants to play OKC.
But you don't want to play the Rockets?
You have to play somebody.
Okay, so then I'd rather
Golden
play
State's
a team
going to win the game tonight.
I'd rather play a team I match up better with than a team that plays a totally different style than what I play. That's my point. That was the point they're making in San Fran, and it's a point I think it's accurate to make, that in terms of how the Warriors play, it's a 7-game rock fight with the Rockets. At least you're going to go and run up and down and have a more of an up-tempo, let Steph go for 50 one night type game.
They got a better chance of beating the Rockets than they do the OKC.
I think there's questions on the same question for the Rockets, the same question with the Warriors. I mean, with the Thunder rather. It's okay. You did it in the regular season. You do it in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Back to the hockey.
Yeah.
I think the Blues win tonight. I haven't really, other than bits and pieces, like I've written hockey off this week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just because I don't want to get any silliness into all the work that I've already done and thinking like what this price should be, what this price is going to be, whose goalie's better. Like because I've already started looking at all the exactas and all the different combinations, and I'm trying to figure out like what my buddies that are in the books are thinking as far as the prices.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, and again, I'll have some more conversations with a couple guys. I don't know if anyone's really taking this Blues thing serious as far as making a run.
I think they cooled off at the wrong time. I think that's the theory. That they got red hot, they ran 112 straight, and since they're in reverse, and that Utah's live tonight, and that Vegas is not going to play at Calgary because Vegas has wrapped everything up. So much like the Oilers last night, Vegas doesn't care. Calgary has to have it. They're 2 points behind.
Yep.
So Vegas being favored here is a little bit weird, but St. Louis, their game will end before Vegas's game ends. So Calgary will know what happens. And if Utah wins, Calgary wins. They both have 94 points. Away we go.
Yeah. As if right now, if the playoffs ended, the Knights get the Blues. Is that what? Hold on. I just want to make sure. Hold on.
The Knights get the Blues.
NHL. No, the Jets get the Blues and the Knights get the Wild. Perfect scenario for the Knights.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think I'm valuing the Blues a little bit more, but I know that a lot of the boys here, they got a position on the Knights. You take a lot of bets on the Knights here to win a Stanley Cup.
Of course.
Being in Vegas.
Well, I was talking to someone about that the other night. A friend of mine who works for WWE was in town for WrestleMania. And so we went to that whiskey bar, which is right next to the stadium. And the Knights were on. And there were like 4 people in the entire bar. And I was like, this is funny because 5 years ago when the Knights first came here, no matter what bar you were at, it was full watching Knights games. Like everybody went out. Everybody cared. Knights are arguably the second best team in the Western Conference. And people are like,
There's no buzz here.
Like they don't care here. Like
There's
it's like,
no
okay.
buzz here. Like this place is different. When you get winning or you get and it gets to be a see or be seen at the events and stuff, this is a popular place to be. But the course, the rhythmic pentameter of a season, it wears out. Like people that have season tickets are calling the last month. Hey, you want my tickets? Hey, I'm not going. Hey, I'm this. They're just waiting for the playoffs. There's a legit, I don't think it's a concern, but people that are usually talking about the Knights the week before the playoffs start aren't talking about the Knights.
So here's an interesting twist to this game for Calgary tonight. So if St. Louis loses tonight, this is their 82nd game. Their year ends tonight. This is their last game of the season tonight at home against Utah. They lose this game. Not saying they're going to, but they lose this game. They're going to wind up. Calgary has this game tonight and one more game. Calgary will have 81 games played after tonight, and they will play one more game at the LA Kings, the best home team in hockey that will sit everybody.
Who has Zippo?
There's nothing to play for.
Zippo.
Nothing to play for. So I guess I would have to go back and see what the tiebreaker would be, because if the Blues would lose, Calgary would have 2 games. They could pass the Blues and make the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
But if they were to win tonight and then lose that game, they both would have 94 points. So what would be the tiebreak for the second and final wild card? I don't know the answer to that question. So who
do Wild play? Because the Wild are only 1 point ahead of the Blues.
So the Wild
one more game.
Yeah. So in terms of the wild card, the Wild have 82 games. So they play tomorrow, looks like.
The Wild play tomorrow against who? Let's see. Anaheim at home.
Yeah. No, they play today on the 15th.
Today.
They play today.
Okay,
they play tonight. Okay, yeah, they play today against the Ducks. So the Wild at home. So they need to win too, just to keep the first wild card spot.
Right.
They may not. Well, if you're the Wild, who would you rather play? Would you rather play the Jets or the Knights? I mean, Fleury gets
It's
to
a
play.
coin flip. It's a
Fleury
coin
plays
flip.
the Knights, goes ahead, has a chance to knock out and retire, knock out
He
the
actually
Golden.
gonna play.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you play him just for the hell of it and see if he can knock out his former team.
I don't know if
He
he's
can
gonna
retire.
play. Yeah.
Hell of a way of going out.
I don't know.
Take the team out that you took to the Cup Finals.
Yeah. Oof. I don't know. I think the Wild are happy to be in. I think they would rather play Winnipeg, first thought, but I think being the President's Cup trophy winner, the Jets have the most points of anybody.
Yep, that way
And
is.
they're the 6th or 7th choice to win the Stanley Cup, odds-wise.
Is that wrong? I don't know if that's wrong.
I guess until proven otherwise. My buddy T. Foss, who used to work in the room with me, the hockey guy, he would say this about the Sharks every year, until proven otherwise. The Jets are that team until proven otherwise. Number 1, most points, President's Cup trophy. People can't wait to put that stat out and go, President's Cup trophy never gets to the Stanley Cup Finals. This is another example why. So, Jets
first round is real. I mean, maybe as to who they're going to play and who can they get past. I don't know. I don't trust them. I didn't trust them before the President's Cup. Now I really don't trust them.
Right.
Now they have the President's Cup. I completely don't trust them on this. But I mean, this is again as we hit this
tonight.
point.
There's a full slate of hockey: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hockey games. Last game of the season for a lot of teams.
Yep. And that's why the books were holding numbers. There weren't numbers this morning. They're waiting to see who's going to play. So they weren't putting up prices on any of these games because they didn't know who's going to be in, who's going to be out for the West. Now the East equally has a playoff spot open. Columbus and Montreal, 85 and 89. So you've got 4 points. Montreal debuted their kid last night who scored, but they lost the damn game.
Shootout. They got 1 point,
but they needed to win the game.
They need another point
to ice it. They needed to win the game,
right?
And they lost the game in a shootout.
So they left the hope alive for Columbus.
So now
Columbus going to win tonight. Columbus is winning in Philly tonight. No, I think Columbus wins in Philly.
Probably so, because Philly's not playing for anything.
Yeah,
and Columbus is. So you've got. I mean, can you put together a Columbus, Calgary, St. Louis parlay tonight? 3-leg money line parlay. All teams that have to win. Throw the Wild in for the hell of it. Let's see what that would pay.
That's too much.
Just for fun. So Columbus tonight,
Minnesota and Calgary.
Minnesota,
and you want to throw St. Louis in there?
You have to, and Calgary. Calgary is even money. That's a plus 687 parlay at FanDuel.
4 items?
4-leg money line parlay in the NHL. All must-win games. Plus 687.
Which one loses, hockey heads? Which
one
loses?
Calgary could be the one that burns you. I mean, they're the ones that's the dog. St. Louis is the weak link there, according to Ross.
Who's playing goal for the Knights? Hill playing?
I doubt it. Why? Why would you play him? They clinched the division. They clinched everything. They don't need to play. These games mean nothing. These games, Knights aren't going to play anybody.
Oh,
there you go.
Looky and lights out. I'll ride with that.
So,
oh man, buckle up.
There's your 4-leg money line parlay.
Vegas Golden Knights goalie TBD.
Oh. Yeah, they're going to play a backup guy. I'm old enough to never trust Minnesota anything.
King of car seats, our realist, our breath of fresh Minnesota air. That couldn't have said it better.
That's tremendous.
I'm old enough to never trust Minnesota anything, sirs.
Not betting it. Not touching it.
Can't. I wouldn't. He's right. One of those teams is going to lose.
Of course.
Drama sets up.
Well, that's just the way that the betting world works. Someone's going to lose.
So if you're the Flyers tonight, are you playing to spoil that? Are you playing to keep them out?
No, I'm getting ready for playoffs. I don't care about Columbus.
No, the Flyers aren't getting ready for the playoffs. They're not playing for nothing.
I don't care about Calgary. I don't care about Columbus. I don't care about anybody. I care about myself. I care about what my team looks like. I'm not worried about starting the right goaltender. This is a glorified open skate. This is just toss the puck out there and go have fun.
I guess, but man, you can't play hockey like that though.
Your kids can. You just sit everybody. Take
Right.
Mark Stone, sit down. You take,
Right.
everybody, sit down.
Right.
Like, you're not playing. If we need you, you're not playing. What's the point?
Yeah. Calgary's winning.
Okay.
I think Calgary wins today.
Columbus, Calgary parlay?
I feel like both of those are good.
It's probably fair.
Worried about that Minnesota one for
Yeah.
sure.
Fair. This is sort of just an oddball story, but I had to almost double check it when it was announced because I can't believe it's real. Colorado is going to retire Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders jerseys at their spring game on Saturday.
Wow.
Nobody will ever wear a number 2 or number 12 again for Colorado. Shedeur Sanders has a 14-13 record as the starting quarterback of Colorado. There's nepotism going on all over the place with Belichick's kid getting a job and Belichick's girlfriend running content for North Carolina. I understand, your dad's the head coach and he has built up a lot. But what did Colorado do? What did Shedeur Sanders do in 2 years at Colorado that warrants his jersey being retired?
It's a long historic career in college.
It's a 2-year deal with barely a winning record. He didn't set records. He didn't win games that they never won before. He didn't win a conference championship. He didn't win a national championship. He didn't win the Heisman Trophy. He won nothing but his dad's lottery of being the head coach of Colorado. Even Travis Hunter, I would say, what did Travis Hunter do? He won the Heisman. Okay. But there's plenty of guys who have won big awards and not had their number retired the second they walked off a football field. In 10 years, after Travis Hunter goes and wins 2 Super Bowls and wins 1 MVP or whatever, sets records, okay, then you bring him back and then you retire the guy's jersey more because of what he did as a pro than what he did at Colorado. But because he went to Colorado, you're going to claim him and put the number up in the rafters. They're doing this the second these guys retire. So you have to judge them based upon the college resume. The college resume doesn't warrant this. This is weird.
What if they're not in the league in 3 years?
Right. Shedeur Sanders might drop to the late part of the first round. He's got Aaron Rodgers green. That's why he's not going to the green room. He's not going because he doesn't want to be Aaron Rodgers. He may be sitting there for a while waiting for the phone to ring.
The whole thing's very odd. I think having your jersey retired is one of the coolest. Yeah.
Cordell Stewart's number's not retired at Colorado, and these two guys will have it before him. Oh my. That's horrible.
What I mean. I was going to say one of the highest honors, I think, for someone is to have their number retired at the place they played.
Yeah.
Just to have your name. I mean, even something silly like at the middle school where Kelsey went to school, they won the high school or the middle school softball championship, and they have a big banner there, and all their numbers and names are up there.
Nice.
It's something really cool that's always going to be there until somebody wants to come in and just erase history. But
right.
Yeah, so having your number retired at a college should be a lifetime achievement award. Like you said, your whole career, come back at 35, it means that much more.
Right. When you have your wife and kids and you can show them what daddy did as a college kid and go ahead and have a walk down memory lane at halftime of the Colorado-Nebraska game or whatever. Fine. That makes sense. At the spring game before these guys ever go to the league is weird. It's really weird.
Touch with Pritch, Mike Pritchard lives here.
Yeah.
And does some work on VSiN and some local radio and stuff. He went to Colorado.
Did.
I'll have to ask him what he thinks.
Playing some big games.
Yeah.
They can't.
Played with Cordell.
This. Yeah. They can't. The alumni cannot be happy with this. But, I mean, Dion doesn't care. He doesn't care what the alumni say. He has no loyalty to the Buffalo faithful. He doesn't care. So he can do what he wants. And what he wants is to honor his kid.
I don't know. Nobody from their 1990-91 championship has their number retired. Granted, it was like half of a championship, but still. Thanks,
No,
E.
it's a good point. It's a great
Thanks,
point.
E. Yeah.
What huh?
Jimmy Jack at the spring game is the funniest. Shrew. It's not weird. It's dumb.
Recruiting tactic? I don't know. Maybe, but like, what's the recruiting tactic? Come here and play here, and we'll retire your jersey. I don't know if a kid like goes like, I'm going to Colorado for that. That's not. I don't know if that's a hook or not.
It's weird. Like growing up in Pittsburgh, they didn't retire numbers. They don't retire numbers. Like there's in the Steelers, I don't think any numbers are retired. They just made it a policy. They don't retire numbers. The Penguins, there's been like 3. The Pirates, there's been like 3. The Pirates franchise is over 100 years old.
Right.
So like I really think it's a high thing to value, and this doesn't do that.
No, it diminishes it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how many Red Sox numbers are retired. Let's
How many
see.
Yankees I think have the most in baseball?
Yeah, the Red Sox retired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, including Jackie Robinson, but that's all of baseball.
That's all right. Yeah.
So 10 Red Sox numbers have been retired. Bobby Doerr, Joe Cronin, Johnny Pesky, Kari Skremski, Ted Williams, Jim Rice, Wade Boggs, Carlton Fisk, David Ortiz, Pedro Martinez.
It's a pretty good list.
It's a pretty good list.
I was going to say, that's a worthy people right there.
It's a pretty good starting 9. If you're going to go ahead and
that was pretty good.
You're going to roll that out there from catchers and outfielders and infielders and power hitters and, batting for averages and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, there's to me, it should be reserved for the most best of the best. Like that's my whole point with the Hall of Fames. Like this goes right in line with the idea that like we're putting too many people in Hall of Fames. Like, again, if I have to think about you as a Hall of Famer, you're not a Hall of Famer. I shouldn't have to think. It's just like, are you or were you one of the best to play your position during the time in which you played? And there should not be much of a well, if you deep dive into the war and the EBITDA and everything else, all the crap you're going to write, whatever nonsense you want to throw out there, I'm like, okay, I'm not interested. Like, I'm not having this conversation. Like, it should be open and shut. Like, was he one of the best? Yes. I don't even know if Shedeur Sanders, if I'd put him in as a top 5 quarterback last year in college football. I mean, he's top 5 in the draft, but overall,
retired in college, you either have had to play there 4 years,
right,
and or had somewhat of a decent professional career.
Yeah, after you've left, right?
Yeah, there has to be a reason that you're doing all of that. Like anybody can have 1 or 2 good years. And I'm not diminishing anyone that has done that in the past, that played major college football and done that. It just, I don't think you need to have your jersey retired.
And there's some guys that like don't do much in college and then go on to insane professional careers. Like they blossom and then they go back and have the number retired, even though not really for what they did as a college player, but like you're talking about what they did if they left and they get claimed by the university and they have a big celebration to say like, you're one of ours. Congratulations on an amazing career. You went on and set all these records and won these championships and did all these amazing things. And you're one of ours. Like you weren't like, we didn't know you were going to be one of those guys, but you turned into one of those guys. So I just it's a whole mess. That's just an absolute clown
Pittsburgh Pirates, number 1, Billy Meyer. Number 4, Ralph Kiner. Number 8, Willie Stargell. Number 9, Bill Mazeroski. 11, Paul Wainer. 20, Pie Trainer. 21, Roberto Clemente. 33, Hannes Wagner. 40 was a manager, Danny Murtaugh.
Nice.
And then 42, Jackie Robinson.
Can we all agree? Can we? I mean, sorry, Will, I'm not going to swear for the last 10 minutes, but can we just? I am the biggest. I'm not honoring the steroid guys ever, but can we just honor Barry Bonds and retire his damn number? I mean, can we please just do this in Pittsburgh? Can we please? He didn't do it with you guys. He didn't do it in Pittsburgh. He did it with the Giants. Okay, became a bad guy out west, but for the Pirates, he was a 5-tool Hall of Fame player before he ever went to San Francisco. And like his number not being retired in Pittsburgh is bizarre to me. Like it's just bizarre.
He didn't win anything.
He was a 5-tool player for you. He was a Hall of Fame player. If you end his career and he never played a single inning in San Francisco, he's in the Hall of Fame. His numbers were stupid with Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Not his fault you guys had bad pitching and couldn't win playoff games.
Oh, I mean, they won the division 3 years in a row, 90, 91, and 92, and then he left. I think, still wasn't left with it wasn't a good parting of ways. And they don't retire numbers. Hey, Dirt McGirt.
But what do you
Look at this. Longtime listener. I mostly catch you guys on the podcast. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Trying to find this out. In the next couple days, I'm going to ask a couple things of you guys. One, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Because we're going away for 2 weeks and we're going to contemplate our futures and figure out how we can make this thing go even better. Because we think we have something here with this show. And we've been told by a lot of you that we do. We don't know how you consume the show.
Right.
We need to know how you consume the show, whether it's through clips, which is fine, whether you just listen, which is fine, whether you watch us live on our YouTube or Twitter, or whether you watch the replay or listen to the replay on SiriusXM or Sports Grid TV. Please tell us if you can. In the comment section would be great on the YouTube, or go to the website, thebvbshow.com. Please.
JPC, that's mean.
Please. Mean. Sid was so slow. He was safe too.
I don't know. Again, I'm not a Bonds guy. I'm not a Balco guy. I'm not a pro steroid guy. I just think that Barry Bonds' number not being retired at Pittsburgh is nuts.
I don't know. No one's worn it. There ain't no 24s.
So is it de facto?
Well, I mean, how do you go wear it?
I don't know.
Like this is really hard.
Looks up to
24 is
Bonds.
my number. I'm gonna be in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna wear 24.
So
and
Barry
everyone's
Bonds
gonna take pictures of you doing it.
in 1990, 1991, and 1992. Barry Bonds led baseball in WAR.
Everything.
He led in 92. He led in WAR, runs scored, and walks, on base percentage, slugging, OPS, OPS plus, everything, and intentional base on balls too. MVP, All-Star. Yeah, right. I mean, in 92 he led everything. In 1991, led in WAR, he led an on base percentage, and he led an OPS plus.
Don't make rhyme. I'm looking for something to wipe my eyes because I'm tearing up.
Came in second in the MVP voting. In 1990, he led baseball in WAR, in slugging, in OPS, in OPS plus, and won the MVP.
Please. Please. I remember. I was there every game in the summer. I was interning at the TV station. I had a pass. I went to every game. Barry wouldn't give me an answer, though. I asked Barry every day, can I ask you a question? Nope.
God, he for a season, he had a 1.08 on base OPS, on baseball slugging. That's wild. Not 924, 970. Both were great the 2 previous years, but then he went in 1.08 and then 1.136 the next year with the Giants when he won the MVP again. That year, he hit 46 home runs, had 123 RBIs, and had a 9.9 WAR.
Please don't remind me.
It's nuts, though. You look at his WAR. 2001 was when everything went crazy. That was when everything built up to it, because he was still an unbelievable hitter up until he got to the steroid era in 99, 2000, 2001. He was great. 37, 34, 49, 73, 46, 45, 45 home runs. Like if he just hit 50 home runs that year in 2001, like people wouldn't, if we didn't have that steroid era season, the story around Barry Bonds is totally different.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because his numbers, even though he still was using during those years, his numbers weren't that ridiculous. Like, between 33 and 49, those were the numbers basically from 1992 all the way up to 2004.
makes sense.
He was in that window of hitting 33 to 49 home runs every single year. The difference is in 2001, he hit 73. Like 73, he hit 70 what? He hit 73. Oh, right. That's not okay. That's bad.
I have a tweet I want to read from Fry Daddy /Frito on social media. This is Jeff Fry at SheGone03. Okay, this will help put the stats you just read into perspective. Saw this morning, and I'm going to retweet it after the show. The entire Major League Baseball is hitting 234 as of yesterday.
Okay.
9 Major League teams are hitting at least 250, and 13 teams are hitting below 230. What happened to multi-hit games? The game's best hitters used to frequently have multi-hit games. Not anymore. Now it's 1 for 4 with a homer and 2 or 3 Ks. Why? Because the nerds, hashtag the nerds, have convinced players to swing for the fences, and they have bought in. The game has lost its way. It might be time for Rob Manfred to change the rules again because it's only getting worse. This is a retired Major League Baseball player saying this.
It sort of reminds me of the conversations that kids were having when I was covering AAU basketball. When a kid was a little bit slower or maybe not as athletic as the kids he was playing, the coaches were telling them, take a 2 steps back and shoot the 3. The 3 was the equalizer. You have to take the 3. So those kids were taught at a young age, 10, 11, 12. It's how we got to where we are today in the NBA. Because we taught these kids that the 3-point shot was more valuable than the 2-point shot. Don't take a 10-footer, take a 17-footer. So back up, practice that, get good at that. If I was teaching a kid playing baseball today, I would be trying to teach him how to be a slap hitter. Go ahead, be a singles and doubles guy. Because there's going to be a gigantic market for that hitter very soon. Because if you come up and you're able to hit 360, 370 and be an Ichiro type hitter and have speed.
You're able to hit 300.
Yeah, you're going to be a highly sought after commodity very soon. This is going to flip. Baseball is not going to keep going this way. The game was not meant to be played like this. It's going to flip.
I hope you're right.
It has to. I mean, because you're going to teach, because I'm not a rocket scientist. If I'm an AAU baseball coach and I'm going, how do you get college offers? How do you get drafted?
Power.
Well, yes, but if you're going the other way, zig where everyone's zagging, don't follow that train. Go a different way.
You have to be firmly in that belief, and you have to have the kids either believe in that as well. But you have to have somebody at the top then, right, see it through.
Billy Bean type, right? Like when Billy Bean was looking at walks and what guys were doing, how many pitches they were taking per at bat, and everybody was like, "Who gives a crap about how many pitches they take at bat?" And it was like, well, you get to the bullpen faster. You burn out the starter faster. Your on-base percentage goes up. Kevin Youkilis became the Greek god of walks.
Well, they combated that with now every guy in the bullpen throws 100. And they've lessened the value of a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
You don't have to go 7 and 3 times through the order. You can go 5 and get to the 3rd time through the order and hand the ball over to somebody.
Right.
So, I mean, you have to have, I don't know, the perfect lineup is, speed and average at the top, middle guys, gap power, over the fence power. But the bottom of the lineup is the bottom of the lineup just by nature of the lineup. The bottom of the lineup has to hit.
Yeah.
You have to have 6, 7, 8, 9 guys now, especially because the pitchers don't hit. So you can have now an actual another hitter in there. The rest of the lineup has to hit. You can't, you watch games and sometimes betting the no on no runs scored, when you see 7, 8, 9, unless somebody runs into one or there's an error and then 2 base hits, they're not scoring.
Nope. They're not scoring. Better to book it. We'll do a quick one of these and a quick favorite thing about today on the other side of. We'll do a quickie bonus time for you guys. Oh, come on. There we go.
What are you looking for?
No, I'm frozen.
Oh,
no.
Hold on. Yes, you actually froze right now. Side eyeing sign like this.
Are you back?
You're back. Yes.
Okay. I was like, Orlando under 217 tonight. I'm against the world.
Yeah, I don't like this. I think this is a book it. I mean, I like the game over when Atlanta's involved. So you may be right, but I think it goes back and forth multiple times. So I say over.
I like Orlando in the under, so I'd take money line. You can, but I think it's correlated. If Orlando wins, game goes under. If Atlanta wins, game goes over.
Makes sense.
Memphis +7 tonight, but it is more of a strategic play more than anything else. But
with the purpose of maybe looking to lay the shorter number and or money line, where you could get this like anything 1 through 7 wins both. Probably not a bad play. Golden State's winning the basketball game tonight.
I would agree. And then finally, Verlander's going today. Phillies team total over 4.5.
Oh, wow. Okay, stayed away from a side in this.
Yeah,
it's very hard.
Yeah, both pitchers I don't trust, but I do think the Phillies lineup will score today up against Verlander.
Huh.
It's plus money.
Luzardo's on my list, like
he's
Baz.
Good.
Oh, I love watching him pitch. I think he's got top of rotation stuff.
But the Giants are red hot.
I know.
Giants are. It's really hard to fade an 8-2 team on the road right now, given their offense. They scored 10 runs yesterday, so I'm concerned about going ahead, and I don't want to fade the Giants. And Luzardo has been very good, so I just said, you know what? I just want to focus on the fact that Verlander stinks, and let's go ahead and tattoo Verlander.
I'll say this is a book it because I think they end up with 4, but they could end up with 8.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So 4 is the number for me.
Yep. Favorite thing about today on the other side, guys. Thank you for being here. If you're watching it on the replay, we're back tomorrow for same place on Sports Grid TV and Sirius XM channel.
Normal time tomorrow.
Normal time live tomorrow, guys. If you're watching, bonus time starts. Oh, yep. They're 11-5 to run line. Yep. It's tough. It's really hard to fade the Giants. I don't think even with, and I love Luzardo. I don't think I'm comfortable doing that. That's why I just said, okay, let's just fade Verlander.
Yeah.
Favorite thing about today.
What's the result of the poll?
Ooh,
see that?
Golden State 64%.
Golden State 64% against the Rockets.
Yep.
In a series.
That makes sense. Everyone's going to bet the Warriors. No one trusts the Rockets. Everyone thinks they can't shoot. They can't play offense. They stink. Okay. I like Ime a lot. I like Udoka a lot.
It's so it's just advancing it so quickly.
It's just everyone's it's the same refrain. It's the same regurgitated bullshit. Like I
can't wait to see what that series price is going to be. No one's going to put it out tonight.
Right.
They'll put it out tomorrow morning.
It's, Houston Rockets, Houston Cougars, not completely the same, but there's some similarities there in terms of questioning who they are. They play similar styles. Defensive first basketball teams that offensively people say that they stink. So they can't win against Golden State / Duke.
Interesting.
So, yeah, okay. I think there's a lot of people who are going to say, give me Houston. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who are gonna go against it. And again, if Jimmy Butler is even a little bit hobbled, but these are older. This is not 10 years ago Warrior teams. But yes, right. Jimmy does love the spotlight. That is true. Jimmy Butler is a killer. No debate.
That'll be a fun game to watch tonight.
Yeah,
the first one, not so much. My favorite thing about today is as soon as the show ends, I'm heading over to the ballpark, and I get to observe kids at a baseball game supposedly watching a baseball game, but it's a cashless ballpark. So like you have to make sure your 5th grader has her iPhone loaded. Like you can't just I said to Jessica last night, I'll give her 20 for refreshments. She's like, they don't take cash. You got to load up her phone with her card and this and that. And I'm like, are we getting better?
That's fucked up. That's wrong. That's no way, man. That's no way. That's bullshit. They should have thought of that ahead of time. They should have had the kids buy gift cards or something ahead of time so the kid just can use a swipe card with like $10 on it or something.
Yeah, she's like, I got to put money in a Apple Pay and a this and a that. And I'm like, I don't think this is easier. I
Nope,
really
that's
don't
not
like.
no
Like
way that's not easier. No
I
fucking way.
know
Nope.
there were times I walked to the bus stop from my house in Pittsburgh and got on a city bus and took a bus downtown and then met my dad and we walked to the Penguin game. And I don't know, like, again, I was 10, I was 11, what my daughter is now, and did all this. She can't get something to eat or drink at the game today unless we load up her card or give her one of our cards or I'm there. I don't understand it. I don't know if that's I still don't think that's getting better. But my other favorite thing about today is I sat in a Tesla yesterday. For
Why?
the first time.
Why?
A friend of mine, a friend of ours, you
Yes.
know him, the cook at the joint,
Oh, nice.
got one
Okay.
and took me for a ride.
Which
And
one?
didn't drive it. Just
yeah.
put in a destination, and we sat there and talked. And I kept saying, "Is this good? Like, are you sure we don't need to be? You don't need to look at." He said, "I don't have to do anything." I told her where it's going. It's going. It'll get us there. It was one of those moments where I went, "All right, adapt or die, Dave. Figure it out."
Adapt or die? Not when it comes to. I disagree with that.
I don't know. There's
No,
a
when it
lot of
comes-
technology that's moving.
That's fine, but unless you require it, unless the government one day requires, and there could be a lane of autonomously driven vehicles where you go in left-hand lane and it's just cars being driven autonomously, that
Yeah.
might happen. But until that happens, I like driving. Sorry, I drive
I still
manual.
like driving too.
I drive stick
Like,
still. Sorry,
yeah.
like I'm driving my
Wow.
own way.
Wow, Augusta was all cashless. CBW was
Yes.
at Augusta.
Yeah,
So those
That's
sandwiches,
okay.
I got to put a $2 charge. I can't give you a deuce.
no, I'm okay with like those types of like events being cashless. I get why, I get why you have cashless parks and cashless stadiums. I understand all that in cashless events. It's just that if you're going to do that, you need to have a way when you're going to have group outings and bring in elementary schools. There needs to be something in place where if a kid doesn't have it, like
Yeah, half the kids don't even have phones.
Yeah, there's a whole thing in my house going
Right.
on with phones and iPads and everything else. But like,
Right.
there's a whole conversation that goes on with that. I don't. Now you're telling your kid you have to have a phone, or they can't drink, they can't eat at the ballpark. Like, there's something really messed up with that. Like, that needs to be rectified in some form or fashion. And it wouldn't be hard to do either. You could just have them sell gift cards and be like, hey, send your kid $20 on a gift card, and then go ahead and just swipe it, and they're good.
Right.
Versus an Apple Pay, or now they got to worry about them losing their phone or their iPad, when they go to the game, because the kids aren't paying attention. We know that they're going to be yelling and screaming and just having a good old time. So I don't know. My favorite thing about today is the fact that it's not only my favorite thing about today, but it's really funny. Have you seen the emails that have come out from North Carolina with the public record request?
Nope.
So Belichick may have really picked the wrong school to go to. Like, if he'd gone to Duke, this wouldn't be a problem, but he's gone to North Carolina. So any correspondence that he does on his university email is available for a public records request. And so the media is getting a treasure trove of all of this information going back and forth. And Belichick is way more sensitive than we ever knew. Like, him and Jordan are on the message boards, and they're on the university site. And when there's negative comments in the comment section, like guys calling him a predator, there's an email of Belichick asking, is it a good thing for the head coach to be called a predator on the official North Carolina website? And asking them to take it down, to take the comments down.
No, Bill, do you think Bill's actually checking his email?
He is. It's his email. I mean, he's rabbit earing this stuff. Like, he's sensitive to this idea. And Jordan has been very protective of the nepotism conversation going around Steve, and whether he got the job because he's Belichick's kid or because he was the defensive coordinator at Washington last year, which Belichick helped to get him that job, by the way. But now he's at North Carolina. And so, oh yeah, State fans are going to be in his garbage can. Ian lights out. You're absolutely right. I mean, the media is in love with this at the moment about all these emails that are coming out between Jordan, Steve, Bill. This is not good. Like, this is not. Yeah, I think everybody in New England's having a good old time with it, Ross. Bill, just stop doing whatever you're doing because it's becoming. That's how we found out that Jordan is not an employee. Her email is say Bill Belichick Productions. That's what she works for. Which, by the way, there is no LLC. There is no record of a company called Bill Belichick Productions. She made that up.
Might have to start a BVB Productions. Start emailing that.
It is a very yeah. If you have some spare time, all the emails are out in the papers in North Carolina. They have all the papers. They have all the emails from Bill Belichick. So
okay,
it's maybe worth your humor time if you're bored. Dave's going to the game. We're back tomorrow. Normal time for the show tomorrow on a Wednesday. Enjoy the NBA games tonight. We'll recap it all tomorrow on a Wednesday's BVB.
Warriors.